Cotton, Southern Bridge, Gilbert Road, Halifax, Epsom Bridge, Putney and Leeds. All aboard!
Hello. I don't suppose the 3 kids we use the railway children had any idea how important this here station were going to be to their lives. See, when this story began, they were living down in London, right posh and all. They were loaded with money. They were the mum, the dad, Phyllis, who they called Phil, Peter and Roberta, who they called Bobby. But their story really started one night when there were a knock at the door and these 2 big fellas were stood there. Well, they wanted to talk to the dad, and after chatting with him for about half an hour, he went off with him. Well, the man were right upset, I can tell you, although she didn't let on to kids. But when he hadn't come back after about a month, she said he were away on government business, right important business, and he wouldn't be home for some while. Well, worst was to come for a while any road, because they hadn't got much money. So they had to sell up their house in London and move to a little cottage up here. And that's what happened. Late one night, after a long journey, they arrived here at my station.
Well, here we are, my lovelies.
Are we getting the cab?
Oh, no, Peter. You won't find any cabs, not in the country.
No cabs?
I'm afraid we're going to have to walk.
But it's so dark, and where are the gas lamps?
No gas lamps either, Phil. Not in the country.
No gas lamps?
Don't worry. The walk won't take us long.
I'll carry the heaviest case of the umbrella.
That's all right, Peter. You take that one.
I'm tired, Mummy.
Well, we'll soon be at the cottage, my lovelies. Then you can all have something to eat and go to bed. Isn't this exciting?
It's so dark, Mummy, and there's no one about.
Well, that's because it's very late.
What was that?
That's an owl.
Take my hand, Phil.
Isn't it quiet?
I'm not frightened with the dark. You can all find me if you like.
And do you know where you're going, Peter?
Yes.
Where?
Over here.
No, darling. It's this way.
Oh, yes, well, that's what I thought.
Come along now.
Oh, just a minute. My bootlace has come undone.
Not again.
Isn't this a beautiful evening? And much nicer than that smelly old city.
Wait for me.
Well, it weren't long before they arrived at Three Chimneys Cottage. It don't take much brain power to work out why it were called Three Chimneys, does it?
Oh, you see? We're here already.
It's not very big.
Well, it's big enough for us. Now, Mrs. Viney said she'd leave a key under the front door. Here we are.
Oh, isn't it spooky? I can't see anything. Ooh.
Stop it, Peter.
Horrible. What was that?
Oh, I expect it's only some poor little field mice.
Field mice? Only field mice?
They'll be as frightened as you are. Now, shall we have some light?
Yes, please.
Candles. Mrs. Viney's left us some on the table.
Is there no gaslight?
I'm afraid not, darling.
And it's so cold, Mummy.
Well, we can light a fire later. There now. Isn't this fun?
Yes.
It's quite an adventure. There.
Oh, it's so gloomy in here. And there aren't any curtains or carpets.
Well, we can sort that tomorrow, can't we?
I think it's a lovely little cottage, Mother.
So do I. Now, are we all hungry?
Oh, yes.
Good. I asked Mrs. Viney to get us some bread and sandwiches. Why don't you go and have a search around for it?
In the dark?
Here, you can have a candidate.
I'll go with Roberta.
Oh, in that case, I'll go with Roberta as well.
They weren't really field mice, were they?
No, they're probably rats.
Peter!
But there isn't any carpet in here either, just flagstones.
Have you found it, children?
It's not in here.
Oh dear. Oh, what a dreadful thing to do. She's just walked off with the money and not got us anything at all to eat.
Then shan't we have any supper?
Oh, yes, darling. But it will mean unpacking one of those baskets we sent along earlier.
Where?
Over. Shall I help you, Peter?
No, I can manage quite well, thank you very much.
I'm sure you can, but I'll help you all the same.
It's stuck.
Oh.
What are we going to do then?
Oh. Pass me that coal shovel and that poker from over there. Thank you. I'm sure we'll be able to manage.
Do be careful, Mummy. Let me do it.
I can manage, thank you.
Mind you don't hurt your hands.
If Father were here, he'd get it open in 2 shakes. What are you kicking me for, Bobby?
I wasn't.
There. That wasn't so bad, was it?
I think Mrs. Viney's a horrible woman not to leave us any supper.
Well, it's a good job. I packed all the odds and ends out of the store cupboard then, isn't it?
Here's a tablecloth.
And some lights and forks.
I'll set the table
And I'll help you.
Another candle here, Mummy.
Oh, lovely. Well, I think you can light that one, Peter. But do be very careful now.
Oh, can I light it?
Oh, do be careful, darling.
Oh, I burnt myself.
Are you all right, darling?
Let me see, Phyllis. Oh, it's only a little burn. If you'd have been a Roman martyr, you'd have been burnt whole if you'd lived in the days when those things were fashionable.
Oh, I wouldn't have liked that at all.
No, I don't expect you would. There now. Doesn't that look much cosier?
What are we going to have for supper, Mother?
Well, I think it's going to be quite the oddest supper we'll ever eat in our lives. Let's have a look now. Marry biscuits. Ah, sardines. Preserved ginger. Cooking raisins. Candied peel. And marmalade.
I think it sounds delicious, Mother.
Well, maybe not delicious, but it will have to do. Phyllis, darling, don't put the marmalade spoon in the sardines.
No, Mummy.
Mother, have we any plates?
Oh, yes, I think they're in the corner of the packing case, wrapped in paper.
Here's some ginger wine.
Oh, lovely. Well, this is going to be quite a feast after all.
Have we any glasses, Mother?
I think we'll have to use the willow pattern teacups for now. Can you see them? Peter, why
They're
don't
here.
you open the wine? Now, hold up your cups. Why don't we toast to our new home? To our 3 chimneys cottage.
To our 3 chimneys cottage.
I do wish Father were here. Oops. What was that?
Oh, that's a train.
Oh, look! It looks like a toy engine from here, Peter.
Oh yes.
So small and dark, almost like a ghost train.
Tomorrow we must go down to the railway and have an explore.
Yes, we must.
I wonder who's on it.
Lots of people, I expect.
Maybe Father.
Don't be silly, Phyllis.
Don't do that. I'm not being silly. Mother couldn't be Father.
Darling, come and finish your supper. You must be hungry. You see, it is an exciting place to be, isn't it?
I'm not hungry anymore.
Oh, darling, at least have something. Have a biscuit.
No, Mummy.
Oh look at you done, you clumsy cloth!
It's all right, Peter, it's all right. Phyllis, darling, there's a cloth over there.
It's not my fault there isn't any gaslight.
Go and get it, we'll mop it up.
It's not my fault there isn't any light in here.
Phyllis!
Well, it isn't.
Thank you.
Oh, Mummy!
Yes, what is it, darling?
This tray is full of food. Lots of lovely, lovely food.
Oh, yes, bring it up. Oh, look, children. Well, I never. After all the awful things I said about Mrs. Viney, look, she's done us proud.
Oh,
Well, next morning, bright as 3 new pennies. They turned up here, at my station.
All aboard! 9:45 train to Manchester! All aboard!
Oh, good morning, Mr. Perks.
Morning, Mrs. James.
Fine morning.
Oh, beautiful.
Morning, Mr.
Oh,
Perks.
morning, Mrs. Walker. Oh, been doing your shopping?
Busy day today.
Oh, busy day today.
How's family, Mr.
Oh,
Perks?
grand, just grand.
Oh, good.
Aye. In fact, the kids are around here somewhere. The missus gone into town and left me with the little devils. I've never known kids get into so much mischief.
Oh, they're all right. They're good kids, really, Mr.
Oh,
Perks.
aye.
You're very lucky.
Aye, well, if you ever fancy taking a couple off me hands, you're more than welcome.
Right. I'll remember that, Mr. Perks. Good day.
John!
No, hold on. No, hold on. Hello, Dad.
Don't you hello, Dad, me? Where's Preston Drive?
I don't know.
What did I tell you this morning when you came out with me? No bother.
Oh, no, Dad.
Don't know, Dad, me!
Yes, Dad. Hey, who are them?
Oh, hello. If you've come for Manchester train, you've just missed it, sorry.
we haven't come for any train.
Well, what have you come for then?
We've come to look at the station, that's all.
Well, I haven't seen you three around here before.
We only arrived last night. We're staying at the Three Chimneys cottage.
Oh, so you're the ones. Mrs. Vine, you were telling me about you lot. Where are you from?
We're from London.
Oh, so that's why you don't talk properly.
Give over, John. He's pulling your leg.
And anyway, we do talk properly.
Oh, Lordy doll, listen to her.
And you stop arguing. Oh, hey, oh, look what dog's brought in.
What dog?
You what, son?
Where's the dog? You said look what the dog's brought in.
It's an expression, Peter. He doesn't mean look what the dog's brought in. He means look what... Well, anyway,
Hey, oh, come on in here, you lot. I've got some new friends I'd like you to meet. Now, what are your names?
I'm Peter. I'm Phyllis.
And I'm Roberta, though everyone calls me Bobby.
Oh, that's a boy's name.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. I've a friend called Bobby and he's a lad.
Will you stop arguing? It can be either.
Well, it is a boy's name.
Stop arguing and introduce yourselves to Roberta, Phyllis and Peter. This is John, my eldest. You've already met him.
Hiya.
Hello.
I'm Edith.
Hello.
I'm Bert.
Hello, Bert.
I'm Emma. And I'm Joy.
Good. And I'm Perks. Now then, how long are you going to be stopping at Three Chimneys?
We don't know.
Until Father comes home.
Why, and where is your father?
He's working away.
He has a very important job with the government.
Oh, what sort of job's that then?
It's very secret.
Is he Prime Minister?
No.
But it's very important because he can't talk about it.
Oh, well then it must be important.
It is.
And anyway, I have an important job to do and all. If I don't get on with it, the station master will be on me back. And remember what I said, you lot. No mischief.
Yes, Dad.
Hey, look, just up there. Yeah, just up there.
Stop that!
It's only a bit of fun.
It isn't at all funny.
No, it's
Joke.
Oh, it's all right, Roberta. I'm not hurt.
You could have injured his back.
Look, I've said I'm sorry, haven't I? You're worse than me, ma'am.
You should have more sense at your age.
Oh, give over.
Hey, don't she talk funny? No, we don't. You do.
Well, we all talk like this around here.
So you're the one who talks funny? Yes, you're the one who talks funny. So there, so there.
There's only Miss Johnson who talks like you around here.
Who's Miss Johnson?
She's our teacher.
Do you all have the same teacher?
Yes. So do you only have one teacher?
Of course we do. Are you in the same class then?
Yeah?
Oh, that must be jolly good fun. We do reading, writing, arithmetic.
Except you can't read yet.
Yes, I can. I can read better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Can you, heck?
I can, so there. Can you read?
Yes.
Big words?
Oh, quite big words, yes.
I can only read little words.
Like cat and mat and sat.
Oh, sure, you don't know what you're talking about.
That's not very ladylike, is it?
You what?
Talking to someone like that.
Oh, yeah, and what should I say?
You should say, excuse me, but I don't think you're quite right in what you are saying.
Oh, yeah? Excuse me, but I don't think you're quite right in what you're saying. Just keep your big fat mouth shut. I can write my own name, can you? Yeah?
So can I, and I'm only 10. So can I, and I'm only 9.
How old are you?
14. What about you?
15.
Are you?
Do you go to school as well?
Aye, I leave next month.
Oh, really? And what are you going to do?
I'm going to work on the railways with my dad.
Oh, spiffing! Spiffing? What's spiffing? Something that's very good, stupid.
Don't be rude, Peter.
Yeah, or I'll give you a spiffing eye. I'm going to be an engine driver.
Are you really? He doesn't know what he's going to be yet.
Yes, I do.
I'd like to be an engine driver when I grow up.
And how old are you?
12. I'm 12 and all.
Are you rich?
Pardon?
You talk all posh and that, you must be rich.
We used to be rich, but Mummy says we're poor now.
Mummy, she says we have to watch all our pennies.
Well, you don't look poor. Why are you poor?
You see, while Father's working away, he can't afford to send us any money.
Oh, why not?
He just can't.
And where is your father?
We told you, he's working away.
But where?
A long way away.
And how long's he going to be away?
Mother says she doesn't know. It could be some time. You see, it's all very secret because it's to do with the government.
Well, we can do our school on Monday then.
Oh no, Mummy says we don't have to. She's going to teach us.
No, school?
No?
I wish our dad would go away so we come to school.
No, you don't.
I do, I hate school.
You should think yourselves very lucky you have your daddy at home with you. We wish we had, don't we? Yes.
Well, I still hate school. I like school for any teachers.
Don't be daft. If there weren't no teachers, there'd be no school.
Exactly. Listen.
It's a 10:15 to London.
London.
That's where Daddy is.
Maybe we should wait, travel on the train, and imagine we're waiting to Daddy.
Don't be daft.
I think it's a very good idea.
It's soppy. You're pretty simple as a
And don't be rude, John.
Send our love to Father.
Hold on, 10:15, it's West of London. I know him from here up, but I couldn't even tell if he's got a pair of legs. He travels every day on the London Express.
Does he always wave?
Oh, I've never seen him wave before in my life.
Oh, perhaps he likes us.
Aye, perhaps he does. Anyway, you lot, I want you back in the house in 10 minutes.
Oh, Dad.
Don't Dad me. Your mum will be back from shopping in a quarter of an hour.
We'd better be getting home as well.
Suppose I'll be seeing a fair bit of you three round here then, will I?
That's if you don't mind our coming to visit the station.
No, of course I don't mind. You're welcome any time you like.
Oh, Wizzo! Wizzo?
We'll see you then.
Yes, very nice meeting you, John.
Yeah, ta-ra then.
Ta-ra? Yeah, ta-ra. Oh, ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Well, every day after that they used to come down to the station as regular clockwork at 10:15. They'd stand right here on platform and wave to the old gentleman.
Send on to father!
And like the right good gentleman he were, he used to wave back at her. You know, the man used to write stories and she'd try and sell them. I'm all right at telling stories, but, well, I'm no good at writing them. She was so busy, they hardly ever seemed to see her except at meal times. You know, and for the first time in their lives, they understood the meaning of real poverty.
Phyllis, darling. Jam or butter, not jam and butter.
Oh, Mother.
We can't afford that sort of luxury nowadays, darling.
And when there weren't enough food to go round, she'd say,
I'm not very hungry tonight, my darlings. You eat this.
but sometimes she'd announce,
I sold a story, darlings.
Oh, smashing! That's terrific, Mother.
aye, and they'd have buns for tea. Oh, they enjoyed that. But mostly they were like me, couldn't afford no luxuries. Well, the way their man would treating herself, it was no surprise when she would take an ill, poor thing. Well, one morning, she felt so ill, she could hardly get out of bed.
Oh, Mother, how are you?
I don't know what all the fuss is about. I only have a headache and a little sore throat.
Your face is very red.
That's because it's so warm in here.
Mother, it's freezing cold in here, but you're burning.
Stay in bed and I'll be perfectly fine.
The doctor will be here in a minute.
Oh, Bobby, I don't know why you wanted to go bothering the doctor in the first place. He must be a very busy man. Besides, we can't really afford a doctor.
Would you like a cup of tea, Mother?
Oh, darling, I don't want you fussing. I'm perfectly capable of making my own tea.
Mother, are you all right?
Oh, I'm just a bit faint, that's all.
Now, what have we here? Ah, good morning. I'm Dr. Forrest.
Oh, I'm very pleased to meet you, Doctor. I'm sorry to bring you out.
Not at all. How are you?
Well, I don't want to be any trouble to you, Doctor.
And you won't be. Now, I'd like you all to leave the room while I examine your mother. Won't be very long. In, out, in,
Well, when the doctor had examined the man for about 10 minutes, He wanted to have a quiet words with Roberta.
How is she?
She's going to be fine.
She isn't very ill, is she?
Not at all. She has influenza.
Is that serious?
Not if we all look after her. Now, young lady, what's your name?
Roberta.
Well, Roberta, I expect you'd like to be head nurse.
Oh, yes.
Good. Then I'll have some medicine sent down. You better have some, have the fire lit in the room and have some good strong beef tea made ready to give her when the fever comes down. She can have some grapes for now, some beef essence, and soda water and milk. Oh, and you better get her a bottle of brandy. Yes, best bottle of brandy. Cheap brandy is worse than poison. I'll pop it down for you. Bottle, best brandy, yes. Right, there are one or two other things, and I've written them all down there for you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Only what? Come on, out with it.
It's rather hard, you see, to out with it, because of what Mother said.
What did Mother say?
She said I wasn't to go telling everyone that we're poor, but you aren't everyone, are you?
Not at all. So?
Well, I know doctors are very extravagant. I mean expensive. And Mrs. Viney told me that her doctoring only cost her £2 a week because she belonged to a club.
Ah.
You see, she was telling me what a good doctor you were. And I asked her how she could afford you, and she told me about the club. And, oh, Doctor, I don't want Mother to be worried. Can't we join the club too? The same as Mrs. Viney. You aren't cross with me, are you?
Cross? How can I be cross? You're a very sensible young lady. Don't worry. I'll do everything to make sure that your mother's fine, even if I have to make a brand new club.
Thank you, Doctor.
So don't worry, that's doctor's orders. So just make sure that she gets the list, and I'll come and see your mother again very soon.
Thank you very, very much, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Mother, the doctor's given me this list of things that you need.
Oh, I can't afford all that rubbish, darling. No. Tell Mrs. Viney to boil 2 pounds of scrag end of neck for your supper tomorrow, and I can have some of the broth. There's a shilling over there on the sideboard to buy it with. And Bobby, darling, I should like a glass of water now, and then I'll be perfectly fine.
We've got to do something. Mother won't get well if we can't get all the things she needs.
We don't have any money.
She's given me a shilling to buy some scrag end of neck for our dinner, and she says she'll just have the broth.
We can do without the beef and mutton. Bread and butter will support life. People have lived on less on desert islands many a time. But even if we don't have anything to eat, we still won't have enough money to buy all those things.
No, we must think of some other way.
And that's what they did. They thought harder than they'd ever thought in their lives before. And after a long, long time, they came up with an idea.
Now, take that down to the station, wave it high so the old gentleman can see. Understand?
Yes.
Peter?
Of course I understand.
Go on then, hurry!
So, Peter and Phyllis ran down to the railway and held up the sheet with a message written on it, just as the train went by.
all the way down to the railway station and got there just as the train pulled in.
Sir, please take this note and read it. Please, sir, we need help.
Be careful there, lass. You could get yourself killed. What on earth did you think you were doing? We're dangerous.
I'm sorry, Mr. Perks.
Well, I should think so, and just remember in future. Hey, up you lot, you're not into no mischief, are you?
No, Dad.
Oh, well, that'll make a change.
Well, what were you doing, any road?
Oh, hello.
What were you giving that old gentleman?
Just a note.
What for?
To help Mother.
And how is she now?
She's still not well. You see, the doctor's given me this list of things that she needs, but we just can't afford to buy them.
What's that to do with the old gentleman?
We were asking him for help.
You mean scrounging?
What do you mean?
Well, that's scrounging.
Sorry, I don't understand.
It's like begging.
It never is.
I'd scrounge if my mama around.
Of course you would, and it isn't scrounging as you call it.
Well, I call it scrounging.
You would.
You don't even know him.
Yes, we do.
Have you ever spoken to him?
Not exactly, but we've waved.
What's his name?
The old gentleman.
Is that his first name or his second?
Anyway, I don't care what you think. I'd do anything to make sure Mother gets well again, so there.
We didn't mean it. We didn't. It's just that, well, you're a bit stuck up sometimes, aren't you?
I beg your pardon?
You're a snob.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You think you're too good for us, don't you?
No, I don't.
Well, you're not like us, so are you?
I've never really thought about it.
Well, you're not. How is your mother?
She's going to be fine if we get all the things she needs.
And can we help?
I don't think so, but thank you. John, would you say you're poor?
Well, we're not rich.
But are you poor?
Of course not. My dad could spare if he heard you say that.
Why?
I don't know, he just would.
Have you got a big house?
It's a station house. It's big enough, 3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms? For 8 of you?
Aye. Me mum and dad share a bed with the baby in their room. My sisters share a bed in theirs. And me and my brother share a bed in ours.
You all sleep together?
Aye. What's wrong with that?
It can't be very comfortable.
It's all right, so long as you all turn over at the same time, eh? Anyway, best be going.
Yes.
Yep. Ta-ra, then.
Ta-ra.
Well, that night a great big hamper were delivered to the station with a message to take it round to the children at Three Chimneys Cottage. So that's what they did.
It's Mr. Burst with a large hamper.
It must be from the old gentleman.
Oh, do you know, those hills don't get any smaller.
Thank you, Mr. Perks.
This is from the old gentleman.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, I don't know about wonderful, but blinking heavy.
Thank you anyway.
Any road, do you know I'm all out of puff?
Oh, I'm awfully sorry. I haven't got a tuppence to give you like Father's, but...
You what, young man?
Well, Father always takes a tuppence to...
I don't want none of your tuppence. I were going to ask how your man were, that were all.
Oh.
Well, and I bought her a bit of sweet briar. Well, that's what they were going to say.
Oh, I'm awfully sorry.
Here you are.
Thank you, Mr. Perks. I'm terribly sorry. I hope Peter didn't offend you.
No. Don't you worry about that tuppence, young man. We'll forget all about it, eh?
Yes.
Any road, it's getting late, so I better be going, and I hope your man gets better soon.
Thank you. Good night, Mr. Perks.
Good night.
Come on then, let's get this open.
Oh, there's more here than we asked for.
Peaches.
Port wine.
I'll have some of that.
No, you certainly won't.
A chicken. Phyllis, and Peter. Here are the things you want. Your mother will want to know where they came from. Tell her that they were sent by a friend who heard she was ill. But when she is well again, you must tell her all about it, of course. And if she says you are not to have asked for the things, tell her that I say that you are quite right, and that I hope she'll forgive me for taking the liberty of allowing myself a great pleasure. It's signed GB. I can't read that properly.
Well, I think we were right.
Right, of course we were right.
All the same, I don't exactly look forward to telling Mother the whole truth about it.
We aren't to tell her until she's well. And when she is, we shan't mind a little fuss like that. Now, I'll take the roses up to Mother.
Don't forget the sweetbriar.
Oh yes, thank you.
Well, within 2 weeks, the man were nearly better. So they decided they'd better write another message. So that's what they did. And Peter and Phyllis ran down to the railway line and met 10:15, just as it were coming out of the railway tunnel. Fireworks were yet to come. When the man were nearly better, they had to tell him all about the letter to the old gentleman. Oh, it was a right little set too, I can tell you.
Children, how could you do such a thing?
We were thinking of you, Mummy.
A complete stranger.
We were worried about you.
That's not the point. I feel ashamed.
Why, Mother?
Absolutely ashamed. Who is this old gentleman?
He's an old gentleman who travels every day on the 10:15.
Yes, but who is he?
I don't know.
You don't know? You mean you've never spoken to him?
Oh, Mother!
We've waved to him.
Oh, what must he think of me? Letting my children beg for me.
It wasn't begging,
Oh,
Mummy.
that's exactly what it was. Oh,
I'm sorry, Mother.
Sorry.
all right. All right, all right. I'm sorry I'm so cross because I know you don't understand.
We didn't mean to do wrong, Mummy.
Oh, I know you didn't. But listen, children, it is true that we are poor, but we do have enough to live on. And you mustn't go telling people of our affairs. It's just not right. And you must never, never ask strangers to give you things. Now you will always remember that, won't you?
Yes,
we will.
And I shall write to your old gentleman, and I shall tell him that I didn't approve. Now, of course, I shall thank him too for his kindness. It's you I don't approve of, not the old gentleman. He was as good and kind as ever can be. And you can give that letter to Mr. Perks to give to him. And we'll say no more about it.
So, that's what they did. And after that, the old gentleman seemed to wave even more.
Send our letter to Father.
And he'd smile at them and wave right back. But, of course, they wanted to talk to him, but never would. Well, after that, they seemed to spend even more time down here at the station. Not that I minded, of course, as long as it didn't stop me working. Hey, oh.
What are those things that hook the carriages together?
Oh, those things, as you call them, are called couplings.
And those pipes that hang over the couplings, what are they for?
Well, they help stop the train.
Well, John here knows almost as much about railways as I do, don't you, lad?
Aye. The other way to stop the train is to pull the communication cord.
What's communication?
Oh, it's that thing in carriage with a sign underneath it which says £5 fine for improper use. Well, if you were to use it improperly, the train would stop.
And what if you used it properly?
Oh, well, the train would stop just the same, but it's not proper use unless it's murder.
Murder?
Aye. Or something nearly as bad.
Are all the engines the same?
Good Lord, no, they're no more the same as me and you. Well, you remember that little one that went by about 10 minutes ago? The one without a tender at the back? Which, that's it. That's a tank engine. Hi, it's going down the line to do some shunting.
Then there's goods engines.
Oh, how great big things they are, with 3 wheels either side. Oh, wait up. That's the 11:20. If you'll excuse me, I've got some work to do. This is the 11:20 calling all stations to York. Hey up, what's going on here then?
Oh, he wants putting in one of them hospitals.
I'd say the police should deal with it.
Yes, look at his eyes. There's something not right about
He's
it.
certainly very peculiar.
What's going on?
He's been put off the train for having no ticket.
Has he now? He wouldn't go. Wouldn't
Yeah.
go? Well, where was he going to?
That's the thing, he don't talk proper. Ask him something.
Where are you going?
You look at him. You see what I mean.
He's frightened, that's all. You can see it in his eyes.
Ask him another question.
Where are you going to?
The Shasta. Any penny mail.
You see what I mean.
That's a funny old accent.
Is he from London?
They don't even talk that funny down there.
Maybe he's French.
No, it isn't French.
What is it then, clever clogs?
I don't know what it is, but it isn't French. I know that.
Try him with French if you know so much about it.
All right, I will. Parlez-vous français? Parlez-vous français?
Je suis parler français. Je suis malade. Aidez-moi. Je sens si court. Je sens mes sauces. Aidez-moi.
There, now that's French. He can speak French, but he isn't French.
What's he saying?
Oh, I don't know. He talks too quickly.
Are you French?
N'est pas angliski.
Mr. Perks, why don't you take him aside? He's frightened by all these people.
Well, I should be frightened of us. That's why.
That's what I say.
Mr. Perks, please.
Yeah.
Mother's due here any minute. She speaks very good French. Let's wait for her.
I said we should call the police.
Yes, hand the fellow over to police.
Why, he's done that wrong.
He's a madman if you ask me.
Mr. Perks, please.
Yeah, leave him be.
All right then. Move back a bit. Come on.
I know a few French words. Let me try and speak to him.
Well, I don't suppose it'd do any harm.
I'll try and tell him that my mother speaks French, and that he mustn't be afraid because he's also kind. Ma mère parle français. What's the French word for being kind?
Long is good.
Nous êtes bon pour vous?
Oh, merci.
There, you see?
Here's Mother now! Mummy!
What's going on here?
Mother, you've got to help us with your French.
Bobby. Oh, who's this?
Well, that's what we'd all like to know, ma'am.
He's foreign, Mother.
But he can talk French.
Though he isn't French, and we can't understand what he's saying.
And what's more, he hasn't got a ticket.
He's up to no good.
He's only frightened, that's all.
Well, why don't you give me some room and I'll see what I can do. Tu habitez-vous, monsieur, à quel pays?
La Rousse.
Et qu'est-ce que vous faites ici?
Je me paye pour un train in error. Sans billet. Je suis malade.
He's Russian.
Russian?
Yes.
Oh, well, he's got the wrong training, hasn't he? He should have changed the crew for Russia.
He says he's lost his ticket. He also says he's not very well, although I haven't managed to find out quite what's wrong with him.
It's the plague!
I can assure you it's nothing of the kind. Mr. Perks, if you don't mind, well, I'd like to take him home with me. He really does seem quite worn out. And I'll get one of the children to call for Dr. Forrest.
Oh, it's all right with me, ma'am. I wouldn't know what to do with him any road.
Of course, I'll let you all know tomorrow how things are.
All right then. Well, come on now, move along. Circus is over for today. Come on your way.
Bobby, darling.
Yes,
Would you run down and fetch Dr. Forrest?
of course, Mother.
Peter, Phyllis, you come home with me. Monsieur, you come, please. Come.
So, Bobby ran all the way down to Dr. Forrest. So, she was right out of breath by the time she'd got there. And she explained about all the fuss and palaver at the station. And said that her man said could he go up to the 3 Chimneys cottage as soon as he possibly could. Well, by the time he got there, the Russian gentleman was quite comfy sitting in a chair by the fire.
Man seems worn out, mind and body.
It's such a shame. And what about his cough?
Oh, that can be cured soon enough. What he needs is a good long rest. His hand needs looking after. Oh dear. Yes. Make sure the fire's lit at night. You know, he seems very poorly clothed. Have you anything that he might wear?
Oh, I'm sure I should be able to find something.
Good.
And thank you for coming in such a hurry again. We always seem to be calling on you.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Daddy's clothes! What are Daddy's clothes doing here? Why hasn't he taken them with him?
Bobby,
Mother!
darling. Bobby?
Daddy isn't dead, is he?
Oh no, darling. Oh, whatever gave you that idea? Oh, darling. Do you take all your clothes with you when you go on a journey?
No. But
Good. Exactly. Your daddy was quite well when I heard from him last. Now stop worrying. He will come home.
when, Mother?
Soon, darling, soon. Mettez-vous à l'aise.
Merci.
Avez-vous besoin de quelque chose?
Rien, beaucoup. Je suis bon.
Come and help me, Bobby. Come.
Well, Bobby's a right little warrior. But after they'd all had something to eat and a nice cup of tea, the man told them all about the Russian gentleman.
Make a nice long story of it, Mother.
I can't make a long story of it tonight, darling.
Oh, Mother.
I'm tired.
Well, make it as long as you can.
Well, it's a story long enough to make a whole book. He's a writer. He's written wonderful books. In Russia, with the Tsar, one dare not say anything about the rich people doing wrong, or about the things one ought to do to make the poor people better and happier. If one did, one would be sent to prison.
But, Mother, that can't be true. People only go to prison when they've done wrong.
Or when the judges think they've done wrong. That's so here in England. But in Russia it is different. And he wrote a book, a beautiful book, about poor people and how to help them. I've read it, and in it there is nothing but good and kindness. And they sent him to prison for it. For 3 years, in a horrible dungeon, all damp and dark, with hardly any light. All alone, in prison, for 3 years.
But, Mother, that can't be true now. It sounds like something out of a history book. The Inquisition or something.
It is true. It's all horribly true. And when they took him out of prison, they sent him to Siberia, a convict, chained to other convicts, wicked men who'd done all sorts of terrible crimes, a long chain of them. And they walked and walked and walked for days and weeks until he thought they'd never stop walking. And overseers went behind them with whips.
Whips?
Yes, and whips to beat them with if they fell down. And some got tired and some got lame and some did fall down. And when they did, they beat them and they left them there to die. Oh, it's all too terrible. And when he got to the mines, he was condemned to stay there for life. For life. Just for writing a good and noble and splendid book.
Oh, that's awful, Mother.
He was telling me how he believed that one day the poor people would rise up against the rich, and they would fight and fight and fight, until one day all men, all women and all children would be equal.
Oh, that's wonderful, Mother.
He says many people are talking this way now in Russia, and one day it will happen, and one day everyone will be free.
How did he escape, Mummy?
Well, when the war came, some of the prisoners were able to volunteer as soldiers. So he volunteered, but he deserted the first opportunity he got.
But to desert? That's very cowardly, isn't it? Especially when it's a war.
Do you think he owed anything to a country that had done that to him? No. Indeed, he owed more to his wife and family, and he didn't know what had become of them. For all he knew, they might have been sent to prison too. They do that sort of thing in Russia, you know.
Mummy,
Yes, darling.
were we once rich?
Oh, no, darling. Not rich, but we were comfortable.
But we weren't horrible like those rich people in Russia, were we?
Oh, darling, no. I hope not. When he was in the mines, some of his friends managed to get a message to him that his wife and family had escaped and come here to England.
Had he got their address?
No, darling, just England. He was getting on a train to London when he got on the wrong train and he lost his ticket and his wallet.
Oh, I do hope he finds them. I mean, his wife and children, not the ticket and wallet.
I hope so too, darling. Oh, I hope and pray he finds his wife and children.
Oh, Mother, how very sorry you seem to be for him.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be absolutely lovely if we picked him wild strawberries?
Oh, why, that sounds amazing.
I think the ones we saw last week should be quite ripe by now.
Phyllis, for a girl, you do come up with some awfully splendid ideas.
Horrid boy.
Well, the next day, the Russian gentleman were a bit better, and the day after that, he were better still. And on the third day, he were well enough to go out into the garden. Well, the kids looked at him like he'd dropped out of the sky, but they wanted to be kind and friendly to him, so they decided they'd go off and pick him some strawberries. Well, because it was such a long way, the man made him some nice sandwiches and put him in a basket, but told them to be back before it got dark.
We must be there soon. We can't have missed them.
I remember this part, I'm sure.
I'm tired. Oh, just a minute. My bootlace has come undone.
I think they're a bit further on.
I'm sure they were here somewhere.
Wait for me.
What was that?
Nothing.
I thought I heard a voice.
Don't be silly. Out here. Oh, the strawberries are here. And they're ripe. Look at them.
These are supposed to be for our Russian gentleman.
Oh, we won't mind our having some. If he's such a gentleman.
Oh, these are scrumptious.
Scrumptious.
What was that?
I told you I heard a voice.
We're
Coming to get you. We're coming to get you.
Oh, Bobby, what is it? What is it? I'm frightened.
All right, John. You can come out now, John.
Oh, you horrid things. You really frightened me.
They didn't frighten me.
But
How long have you been following us?
Sits the other side of the hill. What are you doing?
we're collecting strawberries for our Russian gentleman. And you can't have any, so there.
It was only a joke,
A
Phyllis.
horrid joke. Any road? I don't like strawberries. I do. So do I.
What have you got in there?
Sandwiches for a picnic.
Oh.
But they're not for you.
Phyllis,
Phil's quite right.
They're not.
are you hungry?
Starving.
All of you.
Yes!
We've had that to eat since breakfast.
Oh, Bobby, there's not enough for all of them. No, there certainly isn't.
Do you remember what the Russian gentleman said?
And what did he say?
That we must all be equal and we should share everything out fairly.
Well, I'll go along with that, seeing as you've got the butties.
What are butties?
Shall I show you?
Please.
That were a butty, a jam butty as a matter of fact, and very nice too.
Very well, you may all have a butty.
Oh, I don't think I like sharing. I'm still hungry.
Hush! What was that?
Look! It's that tree!
Where?
There! It's walking!
Walking?
Don't talk, Dapper! Look!
The whole bank's caving in! That tree's about to fall! Look at it!
It's gonna go all over the line.
Isn't that dangerous?
Of course it's dangerous, stupid. Don't call my brother stupid.
Stop arguing, we haven't time.
Can't we go back to the signal box and tell them?
I don't know, what time is it?
By the dark it must be 6:30 by now.
That means the 6:40 could be due across here any moment now.
Unless it's already
gone.
Oh, don't be silly. No train's passed us within the last half hour, has it?
No.
What are we going to do then?
I don't know, but we must be the only ones who know about it.
Couldn't we pull it all off the line? We'd never ship that long. It's too heavy.
We must do something, we must, or there's going to be a terrible accident.
Look, I can see it coming.
We need some white to flag them down.
I've got a hanky.
Oh, they'll never see a hanky.
What if we shout? They'll never hear us.
I've got a white petticoat. We can choose my white petticoat.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Turn around and listen, look.
Come on, Bobby. Hurry up. I am doing it. Come on, Bobby.
Oh, hurry up, Bobby.
I am done.
There, turn around now.
Stand near the line. Hold it up high.
Just don't stand on the line. Get back, Bobby.
Hold it up high.
It's never going to see me.
Get back, Bobby. You'll get killed.
It's not stopping. It won't stop.
Stop! Stop! It stopped! We've done it! We've done it!
Are you all right, Bobby?
I think so. Did it stop?
Yes, it stopped.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
You were right, brave you were.
Oh dear. I don't think I feel very well.
Oh.